chapter 3, a rabbi has a conversation with Jesus, and it contains one of the more famous verses in the Bible. The whole interaction allowed Jesus to preach some really deep stuff. A few verses can expand into beautiful Bible studies. This took place in the garden at night. The Jewish teacher was called Nicodemus.
The enemies of Christ were scribes and Pharisees, who were commonly seen along his ministry, educated but rarely followed Almighty. Jesus spoke to one in John 3, said must be born again. After confession that Jesus is from God, to get to heaven must be born again. Expand to two things, water and spirit, but what did that mean? Water could refer to works of baptism, and spirits how the mind transition. Good works allow God to work within, and Satan enters with permission of sin. Many trying to understand this God thing, cause overwhelmed by this existence, don't know where it comes from or where it's going. In verse 8, Christ compares to wind. To this the Pharisee asks, how can it be? He replies to pride and not understanding, cause his position was to lead and teach. Matthew 11:25, so deep. So Jesus said of the word he speaks, that it comes from the divine and not bleed when speaking just of the earthly things. So how can he speak of what's heavenly? Claimed it's only him that's ever been in heaven and has come down to preach. Compared his purpose with a story. The 23rd chapter, a number reads that a bronze snake on a pole was seen, held up by Moses, and it was believed by looking at it people were freed from poison, but it was just to foresee the cross of Christ. As the verse proceeds to explain God's love in verse 16, say the only requirement is to believe. That can't be true, so I assert the Greek. To trust in and commit to is what it means. Believing in his logic and means nothing. Keep that in mind as we continue to read. The next 5 verses of his theology said he didn't come to judge, but save by believing in God's Son. Escape God's judgment that's been done. He says that the lights come, but many run away. The deeds were evil, but don't mistake these complex lines with bad doctrine. It's the light of Jesus in humans that repelled by the satanic influence. Jesus ends speaking, then goes with his disciples who baptize men in a region where the crowds are gathering. So someone says to John the Baptist, Jesus now gets more attention. So he responded in 10 verses, submitting and saying it was his purpose in an elegant way, completing the message.